Mr. McDermott.
Vegan?
Pom-poms.
Pom-poms?
Bula bula.
Complimentary fruit and wine baskets, buses for the picnic, decorations for the Carlisle room.
Crimson and blue.
And the band has a list of golden oldies. Morning, Mr. McDermott.
Morning.
A golden oldie.
I mean, special requests.
I just saw the pep leader leaving to spread pep. Looks like this class reunion year is in pretty good shape, huh?
Julie has done a fabulous job.
Thanks. With any luck, this is my last trip to the principal's office. See you.
Oh. Funny. Seems high school will never end. And then you blink and it's your 15th reunion. Another blink 25. Another blink 50.
I've rethought our relationship. I've decided you're too old for me. Tarrant Comanche, huh?
Yeah, Tarrant, Oklahoma. My high school annual. I was co-editor.
Co-editor, huh? And homecoming queen, I see. Now, her I recognize. Him I don't.
Oh. Eric Madison. President of the student body, head of the honor society, captain of the football team. Last I heard, Eric was heading east to college and medical school. Knowing Eric, he probably owns a hospital by now.
Dr. Madison, Mrs. Madison.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, lovely.
Very nice. For us. The compliments of Miss Francis, the general manager.
Christine Francis.
Why would she be sending us wine?
Well, she was a classmate of mine back in Tarrant. Give her our thanks, will you? And take this for yourself.
Oh, thank you, Dr. Madison. Enjoy your stay.
Thank you. Eric, $20 for a bellman? And this suite.
It's what they expect from me, Helen. What would they think?
I don't care what they think. Neither should you.
If she hadn't agreed to babysit for me, I'd be back in Oklahoma right now.
Well, we'll see you at the Cavalier Bar for happy hour.
Great.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Oh, they sure know how to dress in San Francisco. Oh, no. That couldn't be Janice Fletcher.
Even all dressed up, she's still plain as a mud fence. Probably still can't get a date either.
Oh, Brenda, it's been 15 years. A lot of things change.
And some never do. Her name on the deposit check was still Janice Fletcher, as in Miss.
She booked herself a suite for the weekend. Must be doing something right.
Never mind her. Take a look at him.
Oh. You think that might be Eddie Ray Marshall without the baby fat?
Eddie Ray will never look that good, even on the best day of his life.
Hello, Tammy.
Hi.
Brenda. Nice to see you again.
You too.
Yes.
Janice Fletcher. And guest?
Hi.
Oh. Well, we thought you might be coming alone.
Yes.
After everything Janice told me about her high school friends, wild horses couldn't have kept me away.
Oh, well.
Brenda, Tammy, I'd like you to meet Mark Fredericks. My fiancé. Ready?
I guess.
Most of them don't bite, Peter. And I'm sure the ones who did have outgrown it by now. Shirley, Kate, did you get married?
Christine?
Eric!
Or should I say, Dr. Madison?
Oh, Eric is just fine. My wife, Helen.
Oh, and Peter McDermott, Helen and Eric Madison.
Hello? Are you from Tarrant, too?
No. We met in Atlanta the summer that Eric started college. It was love at first sight. We married 5 weeks later.
What Eric wants, Eric gets.
Christine was really something in high school.
Well, I think she's really something now.
Of course, it's just that seeing her right now, it just brings back all those good memories. We were king and queen of homecoming our senior year.
You dated?
Yeah, some. Just casually. Nothing serious.
Nothing serious. Oh, come on. The whole school knew he was after you, Christine.
That was a long time ago.
Well, I think we both did very well for ourselves.
Well, it's great to have the gang back together again. Too bad we had to come clear to San Francisco to do it.
Well, they tore the old high school down 5 years ago. And that new mall out by the interstate is sucking the lifeblood right out of old Main Street.
But, Hank, it's still our home. It's our roots.
Well, there's just not that much to come home to, honey. Practically the only ones who stayed in town.
Yeah, for all the good it did us.
So when Janice couldn't get her editor to trust her judgment, she went out and she started her own company.
A book-bound prairie hen landed herself a peacock like that is beyond me. Oh, Love's Forbidden Fire, just the best. And to think someone from our own hometown published it.
Oh, well, I just find the authors, really. The public does the rest.
Oh.
For example, By the Dawn's Early Light.
Oh, that was my book club selection last month. The best historical novel I ever read. Could hardly put it down.
Well, that's very nice of you to say.
Well, it's the truth.
Hey, darling, this is a reunion. We're supposed to be reliving the good old days, not yakking about some dry old book.
Do you all remember the hayride when Eddie Ray and
Publishing company from scratch. You're practically
Hey,
overnight.
Brenda, don't be such an old stick in the mud. I worked real hard on making everything just right for this reunion, Tammy Reese. I did it for me, for us. Not so the girl least likely could practically take over, right?
The friends seem nice. They changed a lot.
Some of them. Some of them haven't changed at all. Not a day.
I know you asked not to be disturbed, but there's a delivery. For me? They're beautiful.
Glad you like them.
Eric, what's the occasion?
I just wanted to apologize for any embarrassment I might have caused you earlier.
Oh, it wasn't you. It was Brenda. Try to take the flowers back and I'll break your arm. Do you remember the time you gave me a driving lesson out to the lake? The car broke down and it took you 4 hours to fix it.
Yeah, we didn't get home till after midnight, and no one believed it was an accident. It's so good seeing you again, Christine.
It is good, isn't it? Well, Janice is doing quite well. Obviously. And Eric. Oh, charming as ever.
Really? His charm eludes me.
You're not jealous, are you, Peter?
Me? Jealous?
You, jealous. Makes you kind of cute.
Cuter than Eric?
Good night. We'll see you tomorrow at the picnic.
Bye.
Thanks for your patience with all this. It can't be fun making small talk with small-town people you've never even met. You hardly even know me.
That's what you pay me for.
And I'm certainly getting my money's worth. My compliments to the escort service.
I'll tell your friends.
The service wasn't very specific about the details of our arrangement.
I'm in there, and you're over there. I'm an old-fashioned Oklahoma girl, Mark. One who doesn't believe in mixing business with pleasure. You're doing a fine job. But I hired you for your effect on them.
Right. Wow. Well, one nice thing about being the boss, you don't have to worry about getting your expense account approved.
We're a small publishing company, not a conglomerate. I travel economy. I grab a Danish in the coffee shop, just like everybody else. This is a one-time only extravagance. Like you.
To impress people you haven't seen for 15 years. People you've outgrown.
You should have outgrown. High school was the most miserable time in my life. And I've got to prove to everyone who thought they were too good for me that they were wrong.
Looks to me like you don't have anything to prove to anybody. You've already got what most of them are still hoping for.
What about you? What are you hoping for? Surely, your lifetime ambition wasn't always to be an escort.
Maybe as a sideline, but as a career, I just could never make up my mind what I wanted to do.
Tough choice. Acting, modeling.
Business administration degree from Northwestern. But when you're good looking, sometimes people want to be with you. They want to do things for you, open doors. It's hard not to just coast. But getting by on your looks turns out to be just getting by. You wake up one morning and boom, you're 30. Your old classmates are all halfway up the corporate ladder, and all of a sudden it's just too late to start in the mailroom.
I guess in different ways. We're both outsiders.
Christine's reunion is some event. The buses left for Golden Gate Park a half hour ago. Aren't you in the mood for a high school picnic?
Someone's got to mind the hotel. Thank God.
My husband's always talking about high school like it was, I don't know, a religious experience or something.
Well, he was one of the most popular guys in school. Do you have any children?
No. I got pregnant shortly after we got married, but I lost the baby. There were complications. And, well, now I can't have any.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's all right. We've adjusted to it. At least I have. It's just another in a series of disappointments.
Hey, just found a place that rents bicycles. How about three of us take a spin around the park?
You know I don't ride.
How about you, Christine? You used to be hell on wheels. You know, I hate to bike alone. Come on, how about it?
It's all right. I don't mind.
I haven't been on a bike since high school.
That's what this week is all about, isn't it? Come on. Come on. Get the lead out.
Oh.
Let's go. It's right over here.
All right.
Yay, but it has its advantages. I mean, look at Janice.
You look at Janice. Oh, do you remember our slumber party? The night Brenda called her up and pretended to be a radio DJ? Asked her some off-the-wall chemistry formula?
And of course she knew it. So I said she won a year's supply of kennel ration and a spoon.
I know she wasn't exactly one of your favorite people.
Well, how would you like Just thought that the sun rose and set on her. I mean, little Miss Four Eyes. The class brain. Of course she got straight A's. Nose was always in a book. Never dated, never tried to fit in. Janice, give me a break.
Did they run out of lemonade?
Change of plans. Let's go for a walk.
Mark, what's going on? Where are you taking me?
I got to thinking about what you said before. And why you're here. Why I'm here.
For them?
Right. Well, this is for them.
Will you look at that?
If Roger had ever kissed me like that, we'd still be married.
You always were ready for a bicycle ride. Just like old times, huh?
Whoa! Whoa, what happened?
Chain slipped. No problem. I'll have it fixed in a jiff.
Oh, Helen will kill me if I bring you back all greasy.
It's just a bike chain, not a transmission. Now, if this little Chevy of yours would be different, but this, I can deal with. There you go, good as new.
Thanks.
10 seconds, new world's record.
Oh, where did they go all those years? Oh.
Darned if I know. If I could find a way to get him back, I would. Things are better then.
Really? I mean, if you're half as good fixing people today as you were fixing cars back then.
That was the dream, wasn't it? Dr. Eric Madison, surgeon, research scientist, whatever. Well, things were so easy for me in high school. I figured I'd breeze right through college, medical school. You know, I don't know who was more surprised at my grades, me or my parents. You know what I do now? I'm a pharmacist, pushing pills over a drugstore counter.
No shame in that.
But it's not what I expected. It's not what I wanted. In high school, I got everything I wanted.
Yeah.
Everything but you.
We probably should be heading back.
Oh, what a day. I feel like I'm at the booksellers convention, promoting one of my books.
Well, you've been promoting yourself. And you are terrific at it.
Oh, at the picnic, when they saw us kissing, the look on Brenda's face. You better save all that charm for tomorrow.
Tomorrow we'll get here soon enough.
What does that mean?
I think you know.
Oh, Mark.
No, we don't really need 2 bedrooms tonight, do we?
You don't have to do this. I didn't pay for that.
It's on the house.
I don't want you. I want you so much.
You got me. It's you and me together forever. And it's gonna be so great for me.
talked to me like that in the longest time.
Helen?
Who were you in bed with just now? Who was I tonight?
I was Christine. It was 1972, and I was Christine Francis, wasn't I?
Damn it, yes. Is that what you want to hear?
What I want to hear is that you'll forget about the past and pay a little attention to the present, to us. Like it or not, Eric, I love you, and I would really like to make this marriage work.
Well, it's not working. I want a divorce, Helen.
What?
I want a divorce. What's wrong?
Nothing.
We're alone here. Safe. There's not a Comanche in sight.
It's just that I've never done this before. With anyone. When I was still in school and the other girls were having their first experiences, I was, well, awfully shy. So I buried myself in my books. And after a while, the boys didn't even seem to notice me. Then I got busy with publishing. And once I formed my own company, the work, the traveling.
This is your first time? Well, let's make it a first time for both of us. Morning.
I don't deserve all that.
Breakfast in bed? Or this? You are a very special lady. And what you deserve is someone to remind you of that on a regular basis.
I appreciate the flattery, really.
Listen, would another roll in the hay prove I mean business?
Are you building up brownie points for the big tip when we get off the plane in Chicago?
Janice.
I'm going to take a shower, and I'd advise you to do the same. A cold one.
Morning, Eric. Besides seeing so early?
Just going for a walk.
Christine said you had a terrific picnic yesterday.
Don't take this wrong, Peter. But I think Christine still cares for me. And if she'll have me, I'm gonna get her back.
And then what would I do for a general manager?
Don't patronize me, McDermott. Christine and I were good together once. We'll be good together again. We need each other.
Okay, what did I do this morning that was so terrible? What did I say? It's not like I was eating crackers in bed or anything.
With you, it all comes down to bed and sex, doesn't it?
Oh, look. Sit down. Now, that may be the job description.
That's all I want you to do, your job, until we get back to Chicago, okay?
I was trying to please you this morning, to make you feel good because I wanted to, Now, maybe that seemed like escort duty to you, but believe me, it was real. And so was last night.
I'm sorry. I guess I was just afraid to believe that. Trying to pretend my problem was really yours.
There's no time for problems. It's the day of the big dance. Come on. We've got old classmates to impress.
Peter, could I get your absolutely impartial opinion on these dresses? For the dance tonight, your opinion.
Not too many.
Well, I'm not going to wear them all at once. Are you okay?
Were you and Eric ever serious?
Serious? No. Well, everyone at school had us pegged as the perfect couple, but he was too perfect. I like a man to have flaws.
Flaws? I have flaws? Like what?
That is a trick question. If I tell you, you'll fix them. Then you'll be perfect, and I have to go out and find somebody else. I was not born yesterday, you know.
So Eric was perfect, huh?
Perfect. So we were friends, that's all.
And it's the same now.
Of course it's the same. Peter, what aren't you telling me?
Just, be careful.
Looks like a grown-up prom night.
My own personal fantasy version. A handsome fella, an orchid corsage. I think when we check out in the morning, I'm going to be leaving all my high school ghosts behind me.
You want something from the bar?
A glass of wine would be nice. Meet you back here in a minute.
Okay.
This lipstick is a bit overpowering.
Well, you need something to go with that dress.
Oh, where is he?
Hey, how you doing?
Hi, fine.
Wow, we're just about to crown the king and queen, and look who shows up, the Joker. If your boyfriend isn't busy later, maybe one of the other girls would like to rent him too.
Brenda.
Oh, is this enough for a down payment, or does he have an hourly rate?
Oh, please. Oh, please, you don't understand.
You thought you could fool us
no.
with your fancy suite and your rented boyfriend, didn't you, Miss Janice Fletcher?
But it's not that way.
Well, we may live in the country, but we know all about your escort service hustler. I always knew that you didn't fit in, and now so does everyone else.
I didn't recognize she had
Hello, I'm Brenda Tompkins. On behalf of the reunion committee, I'd like to welcome you all this evening and to announce our king and queen, which you all voted for. And they will also be the couple to lead us into our first slow dance. As queen of this reunion dance.
Just go home, Eric.
And I'm sure that this will not come as any
You
surprise
can do
to
whatever you
any of us.
want to do. Just do without me, okay?
And our friend, Christine Francis. And aren't we proud of her?
Well, it's not me.
what to say. Well, I am very happy to have you all here at the St. Gregory. It's wonderful to be together with you all again. Everyone looks so good. Well, thank you very much for this honor.
And the man who you all voted for as Reunion King, Dr. Eric Madison. Eric?
Please.
Homecoming king. Feels good. It's been a lot of years since then. But if you close your eyes, it's like we never left high school. Do any of you feel that way? Like nothing's changed, like no time has passed? You see, high school was the best time of my life, the best. No one told us what real life was going to be like. And I don't think any of us really wanted to know. I know I didn't. So let's all take tonight, and let's all close our eyes. And let's make it 1972 all over again.
Go dance.
And there they are, the perfect couple of 1972.
Talk about a blast from the past. Well, I'm concerned that our homecoming king could get lost in this time warp.
I've got to talk to you, Christine.
Eric.
I've got to tell you how I feel about you, how I've always felt about you.
This isn't the time or the place.
Sure it is.
Mind if I cut in? Eric, you mind if I,
Yes, I mind.
Eric! Are you all right? I thought this was a reunion, not Rocky V. You better have Dr. Kellen take a look. I'd hate to see that get infected.
Billy's right. I'm gonna go upstairs and get you a clean shirt.
What's wrong with that guy?
Don't worry about Eric. He's gone. Just take care of that lip.
Wow.
I made a fool of myself in there. I know I don't know what's gotten into me lately, Christine.
Eric, please. You're frightening me.
We have to talk, Christine. We have to. And this is the time, and this is the place. So, this is Peter's place, huh? I always thought that maybe one day I'd have a place like this. Park Avenue, maybe.
Why don't we go back downstairs to the dance? We can dance and talk all you want.
Christine. You don't know what I've been going through.
I have an idea. Eric, life isn't easy for anybody. Not for anybody.
But it always was for me. Before. Always. But I've been thinking lately. I've been thinking about magic.
Magic?
Yes. I think we're all born with a bag of magic. A kind of protection, like luck. But there's only so much of it. Some of us kind of spread it out a little bit here, a little bit there. Make it last a lifetime. And others of us use it up all at once. Like I did, right through high school. And it's great while it lasts. Ooh. But then it's gone. That's what happened to me, Christine. I lost the magic. I wasted it on football games and cars and chemistry tests. And now there's nothing left.
What is it you want from me?
If we could just go back, Christine, if we could just do it all over again, you see, you could help. You could make it right again.
Let me just let Peter know where I am so he won't worry.
No! Peter is holding you back. He's keeping you from me. Don't you see? We belong together.
I don't know why I thought 15 years would make any of them nicer, more decent.
Janice, don't make yourself crazy with this.
I never asked to be the class outsider, the brain, any more than I asked for my glasses or the body that was always 2 years behind everybody else's. I never looked right. I never fit in, and they never let me forget it. And now they never will.
No, this isn't about Brenda. And it's not about them. This is about you. They were a bunch of thoughtless teenagers. But take a look at what you've done, who you are. The only unattractive thing about you is how sorry you feel for yourself right now. And you're the one that created this situation. If you hadn't been so intent on showing them they were wrong, if you hadn't hired me to be your companion.
Go on.
I never would have met you.
I never thought anything like this could ever happen to me. I know I should be content, even grateful. But it's not enough.
Janice, the past is past. It's really not important anymore.
I know. But I have to prove that. To Brenda, to the class of '72, and to me.
Peter, I can't find Eric anywhere. He's not in our suite. He's not in the Carlisle room.
Maybe he went out for a walk to cool off.
Mr. McDermott, the operator just tried to transfer a call up to your suite, but the phone seems to be off the hook.
Off the hook? Christine went up to give me a clean shirt. Why would it be off the hook?
Peter, you don't think...
Don't be afraid, Christine. It's me, Eric. It's 1972. And we're out by the lake.
Oh, please, Eric. Listen to yourself. Look what you're doing.
You're the only one that can bring it all back to me.
You've got to see what you're doing, Eric. You're trying to live in a past that's gone. It doesn't exist anymore. Not for me, not for you, not for anybody.
it's there. It's there if you want it bad enough. It's all I've got anymore.
You've got memories. We've all got some wonderful memories. They're not any more than that.
I love you, Christine.
Eric, there is no prom in 1 week. There is no football game on Friday. You are not the captain of the team. I am not the cheerleader. It's been 15 years since we were. It's somebody else's turn now.
Hey, I can't deal with all this. How in the world do I deal with all this?
It's not easy for anybody. It's called growing up.
But I had so many dreams. I wanted so much for my life.
We've all had dreams. But I'm not a ballerina or the first woman astronaut. What I do have is a job I love, and a relationship I'm thankful for. Peter's always there for me.
Helen's always there for me, too. I sometimes forget that. She's really wonderful. I just wanted to be so much more for her.
I don't need any more. You.
After all I've said, after all that's happened,
You're my hero. You always were. You always will be.
Got it, huh? Boy, that girl can dance.
Beautiful. Thank you very much. Tired of
Mike.
that, huh?
Brenda. Look.
Well, can you believe the nerve of some people? Phony and a hustler taking over our dance. Somebody's got to do something about it. Well?
I feel kind of funny about what happened in the ladies' room. It's like we were all still back in high school.
Haven't we grown up since then? They're playing our song.
Well, we're gonna stand around all night, or does somebody want to dance?
Come on, Hank.
I envy the class of '72. They got to know a Christine I'll never meet.
Oh, you didn't miss so much. A few football cheers. A bold interpretation of Liza Doolittle in the senior play. braces I thought would never come off. Oh, and my first driving lesson.
So many things I never knew about you.
You know plenty. Any more and you'd be dangerous.
Well, you know, I always believed in living dangerously.
You're right.
Never had a chance.
Please, you've got to leave me
More
alone.
than I've ever wanted. I won't lose you a second time.
Don't, please don't.
Cut it. Let's do it again, please.
Save the lights, everybody. We're going to go again. I don't know what happened over by the flower shop. The lady in blue came out too late. The bellman didn't go by. The background was off. People, let's all have the impression we're going somewhere.
We're on location in San Francisco for the shooting of Marion Thorne's new movie. What better way to see this magnificent Oscar-winning star at work and at play than in the ultimate playground of the rich and famous, the fabulous St. Gregory Hotel.
We appreciate all the cooperation, Peter.
We've had movies shot here before, but this one looks pretty special.
Well, it's got everything. Love, passion, hate, betrayal.
Sounds like the St. Gregory's guest list. I missed you last night.
Well, finally hammered out an agreement between the city and the union, even if it was 3 a.m.
Oh, I always knew you were a born diplomat.
Good to be back, though. Never thought volunteering for the arbitration board would keep me away from the hotel so much.
Oh.
You should kiss her lover.
In the lobby?
Yes.
Kiss would be wrong.
But sexy.
Dan, stop giving Tom ulcers. He wrote the script, didn't he?
I'm the producer. That's what I get paid for, giving ulcers to writers.
You guys battle out late. I want to go dancing tonight.
We went dancing last night. You had 4 hours sleep.
Who needs sleep? What a sluts.
Miss Thorne, Mr. Leach is ready for you now.
Hitchcock was right. Actors are cattle.
I never saw a cow worth $3 million, darling.
Gotta grab it by the horns while you can.
He's giving a wonderful performance.
You sound like yet another writer who's fallen in love with his star.
I only meant I think she's a true.
No, it's perfectly natural. God makes stars, and the rest of us are put here to admire his handiwork.
How's the speech coming?
Oh, I still haven't figured out what to say.
Woman of the year, stumped for words.
Oh, just uncomfortable. I haven't done anything to deserve an award.
Oh, except manage a 5-star hotel, serve on the city arbitration board, and lead a fundraiser for the homeless.
I don't know. While the arbitration was going on, I started thinking about this city, this country. So many people are on opposite sides. How does anyone bring them together?
That sounds like you want to do more community work.
I love the hotel business. I'm just beginning to realize I might need something more. I play a married woman who meets an old lover in a hotel, and they fall in love all over again.
There have been rumors that you have been ill.
That's silly. I've done 3 pictures in a row. I am tired. And I'll probably take some time off after this one.
Excuse me. I couldn't help noticing you've been here watching the last couple days.
Oh, well, like everyone else, I love watching them make movies, even when nothing is happening. And I used to spend a lot of time in this hotel before the war.
Must have been a great era.
Oh, the greatest, yeah. For hotels and for movies. Yes, it was the golden age.
So, what brings you to town, John? Congressman Bain?
Now, what put that idea in your head?
Oh, he's been ill. Come on. Pretty common knowledge. He won't be running for another term.
I'm only in town to find out who the local party people want to run in this place.
And make a few suggestions?
Oh, I'm hardly that important.
Not what they've been saying on the news.
Really?
You're one of the most important professional campaign managers in the country.
Oh.
Is it true half the politicians in Washington never make a speech without your okay?
Are you kidding? Since when do we let politicians write their own material?
I love that dress.
You mean you love me naked? This is the closest I can get in public.
That's happening again, isn't it?
It's just a headache. It's been a long day. Don't fuss. You're my lover and my producer, not my father.
If I was your daddy, I would turn you over my knee and paddle your backside. You're living too high, too wild. It's not like you. Will you do everybody a favor? In bed, lights out, 10 o'clock. What do you say?
10, 11, midnight. I don't want to talk about time passing.
We used to talk about getting married. When this picture is finished...
Don't make promises, Dan. You hated marriage before. What makes you think it's going to be any easier with me? Just dance with me tonight.
Yeah. It's Kingsford. Yes, Victor? Huh? No. Not to panic. We'll just have to look at the schedule again, that's all. As soon as you're, now? Yeah, sure. What is it?
Last time you were in town was to manage Congressman Bain's campaign, wasn't it?
Yes. Christine was a big help with that one.
I only helped organize a few fundraisers.
Did she tell you I tried to get her to move to Washington? Had a group of investors all lined up to buy the old Jacksonian Hotel for her to run.
I talked to Peter about that. We agreed. San Francisco's our town, the way Washington's yours.
We would have made a great team.
Oh, I just got off the phone. Among other things, we're going to have to hold 50 extras for another day.
You're kidding.
Nope.
As if we don't have enough problems already.
Yeah.
Hello, baby.
I'm going to be up half the night with Victor.
Why?
Well, we got to juggle the schedule, redo the whole board.
What's wrong?
Scratching the negative. at the lab. All of yesterday's material.
Oh, no, we have to shoot it again?
No choice. So I'll see you in the morning.
One more dance.
You're drinking too much.
I want to dance. Who'll dance with me?
I'll dance with you. You have a 6 a.m. call, and you're also going to have a headache about the size of Pittsburgh. Have fun.
You're the writer. Use words. Talk to me.
Pushing yourself too hard. Working all day, partying all night.
Gotta show everybody I've still got the old star staying power.
You're a great star. You'll go on for years.
Keep talking. I like what you're saying.
I like dancing with you.
You're flirting with me?
He asked me to talk. I'm talking.
My lord. I assure you, the best is yet to come.
I was talking to the assistant director on the movie. He said this one's like those old romantic English love stories.
Like Brief Encounter? I always cry over Brief Encounter.
Jermaine, you may turn your back on Scaramouche, my lord, but surely you will not run away from Andre Moreau.
That's the guy.
What guy?
The old guy that's been sitting in the lobby watching him shoot.
Oh, yeah, I noticed him. He seems harmless.
Suddenly hit me who he was.
Who?
Anthony.
Anthony Sheridan?
Right.
Isn't he dead?
I read somewhere he ended up on Skid Row. That couldn't be him.
I'm telling you, it is.
Oh, my feet are killing me.
I thought you wanted this.
I did. But you're right, I can't go on like this. Tonight it's you, tomorrow night
Dan
it's...
Kingsford.
God, it's dark in here. Dan and I don't try to own each other.
Then it's all right.
Sorry, Tom. All the drinking and dancing in the world. Can't hold back the clock.
What are you saying? It's not like you're over the hill. Anyway, who wants to hold back the clock when we've got the whole night ahead of us?
You want to make love to me?
Since the first day we met.
Will you still want to make love to me when I can't see anymore?
What kind of crazy talk is that, can't see?
It is crazy, isn't it? It's all over for me. I'm going blind.
The public's tired of the same old familiar faces running for office. With Congressman Bain dropping out, this is our chance to run someone young and fresh.
Well, with your track record, I'm betting you come up with a winner.
Already have. Someone perfect. Self-made, prominent position in business, unblemished record of labor relations, and community service.
Sounds promising.
Up to you, Christine.
What's up to me?
I've already talked to the local selection committee.
You can't be serious.
I am always serious about politics. I want you to run for Congress.
Can I talk to you?
Of course, come on in. I've been revising tomorrow's scenes. I like the stuff I've added.
I want to apologize for the way I behaved last night.
I wish you would have let me stay with you.
I really would have gone to pieces if you'd stayed.
There must be something they can do, an operation, something.
Of course there's an operation. There's an operation for everything, including something growing in my brain. It'll give me another couple of years before my sight goes completely.
You can't know that. There's got to be some hope.
You want all the gory details? It's called meningioma. It's a tumor in the optic nerve. They can keep operating, but it'll just keep coming back. Satisfied?
Marion, I'm sorry. Have you told Dan?
I guess I've been afraid of him either walking out on me or offering to marry me. Don't know which scares me the most.
If there's any way I can help.
You did help. You were there when I needed someone. I don't have any experience in public office.
That's a plus. More and more professional women are going into politics. And you've got a lot of credibility. Tell her, Peter.
Well, I don't know what to say. This whole thing is quite a surprise to me.
I have a meeting with the selection committee. I'm going to tell them you're thinking about it.
If the party is really considering me, it must be in big trouble.
Well, you have been talking about doing more community work.
It's too much responsibility, Peter. What's happening to this country? People need someone who could make a difference.
And you don't think you could?
Probably not. Although, I could probably do more in Washington than I can as manager of a luxury hotel.
Then you are interested.
I don't want to think about it.
Well, you have to think about it. If you say the St. Gregory isn't enough for you, and you mean it, where does that leave us?
I wasn't talking about us. Talking about my future, my life.
If you run for Congress, well, you'll have to give up the St. Gregory, right? We could be separated for months at a time.
Then you're against it?
Of course I'm not against it. I'm trying to think this through. Shouldn't you start doing the same thing?
You promised we'd spend some time together tonight.
I know. There's a Dutch banker flying into Los Angeles tonight. He could be very valuable in financing our next picture. I'm just going to zip down there overnight and see him. You forgive me?
Don't I always?
Marion, everything I've ever done in my life that's meant anything to me has been because of you. Without you, I'd be lost.
Marion, have lunch with me.
Oh, I was just going to grab a sandwich.
They don't need you for a few hours. I know this perfect place on the wharf.
You think of everything.
I'm trying.
If I did consider running, what would be the first step?
I'd introduce you to a few people. Here, in Sacramento, maybe Washington.
Well, I suppose I couldn't lose anything by that. But I'm not deciding anything yet. That understood?
Peter?
Whatever Christine decides, I'm with her all the way.
Even though she could end up living in Washington half the year.
So the airlines get rich off us on the weekends.
Okay, I'll set up some meetings. Peter will come with you. It'll be like a vacation.
Oh. Who'll mind the store?
Oh, I'm sure the St. Gregory can get along without you for a few weeks.
Oh, you obviously don't understand.
If Christine's going to be a candidate, you have to be with her. We don't want any gossip now, do we?
Gossip?
Now, don't be naive. You're having an affair with your boss, a divorced man. And let's not forget that little scandal of yours in New Orleans.
That was a long time ago. Peter was in love.
With a married woman while his wife was in an alcoholic stupor. The press is going to love crawling in the closet with that scandal.
Now, wait a minute.
Christine, I wouldn't give a hill of beans for your chances unless the voters think of you both as a happy, all-American couple. It's an old political tradition. You and Christine are going to have to get married.
Oh, another one of these, please.
I need a pickup to keep you from getting bored with me.
Other way around, isn't it? I get the feeling I'm only filling in for Dan Kingsford.
I like you, Tom. I wouldn't be here if I didn't.
You know, if you really loved Dan, you would have let him in on what the doctors told you.
Why spoil things while we're working on a picture?
Come on, Marion, you're terrified he'll walk out on you.
That's not it. Dan and I...
Have an arrangement? No commitments? Very sophisticated.
You know, you're starting to annoy me. Dan and I care about each other. We don't need to tie ourselves down. We're free, and that's the way we like it.
He's free, you're lonely. Keep waiting for a guy like that, and you'll end up blind and alone for the rest of your life.
This lunch was obviously a mistake.
I had to say what I felt. I was trying to be honest.
Too bad. Honesty's an overrated virtue. I think they need me back on the set.
All right, everybody, let's keep it up. We're falling behind. Everybody back to the
Well, I'd forgotten I ever looked like that. I feel very flattered that anybody would remember me.
Don't you know how often they run your movies on TV? Sometimes my wife and I stay up till 2 in the morning to catch them.
You watch it with your wife?
Yeah.
Well, that's nice. You know, I met my wife right here in this hotel.
I've seen photographs of you together. She was beautiful.
Oh, she was, wasn't she? Yeah, we were here all the time. Until that night, there was a party, a big celebration. I drank too much, as usual. And I insisted on driving home. And I went off the road. And she was with me.
I'm sorry, Mr. Sheridan. I shouldn't have bothered you.
I shouldn't really be watching because it brings back memories, but I can't help it.
Well, do that. You call as soon as you get back to Los Angeles. My secretary's expecting your call. Okay? I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.
Get some extras in this area over here.
Hey, babe.
Poor guy. Whiplash. Damn. We got 5 days in a location. We lose what amounts to a full day of shooting, and I gotta recast a role. For the simple life.
You couldn't stand it 5 minutes.
Wait till you read the new British novel I just bought. It's gonna make the best picture we've ever done together.
That's what really turns you on, isn't it? Wheeling and dealing.
I'm just trying to make everything work for you, and that's all that matters.
Make time for me tomorrow? There are things I need to talk about.
Yeah, sure, Angel. Everything's okay, isn't it?
Yeah, sometimes I feel a bit lonely. I don't know. I'm not as young as I was.
You wait till you read this novel. You can start clearing the shelf for your second Oscar. I mean it.
Mr. Kingsford, Lab's on the phone.
I gotta run. I'll see you this afternoon. Where? My God, an odd day. I mean, Spencer Tracy late on the set. $4.60. I'll give you that 5%. I thought he died in Rome after making those sword and sandal stinkers.
Yeah, he really went to pieces after his wife died. Told me he lives in the Haight. Works nights in a liquor store.
Looks as though he's drinking his salary. It's a shame. I grew up in his movies.
Generations of fans would love to see him make a comeback.
Who's gonna hire him? He probably couldn't even learn his lines anymore.
Heard you were having trouble casting a role.
Kind of. One of my actors, he got rear-ended into a neck brace. That's not why you dragged me in here.
Lady said it was a nice little part.
Does not move, is it? It's old TV.
Excuse me. He's a has-been, for God's sakes. What are you, his agent?
Couldn't do any harm to let him audition. Whoever heard of the guy in the neck brace anyway?
I might as well let the bartender audition.
I'm, sorry I said that about you and Dan this afternoon.
We seem to spend all our time apologizing to each other.
You okay? You look upset.
My doctor called. They want to operate as soon as possible.
Gotta accept that.
It's the waiting, day and night, knowing I'll be blind.
If the operation's successful, you'll be able to...
Hold you. Give me another year or two of sight, that's all. I'm an actress. That's all I ever wanted to be. How could this happen? Why did it happen to me?
It's gonna be all right. I'm here for you.
I'm not gonna cry. I've done all the crying I'm gonna do.
I'll take care of everything.
John's doing his job. He only suggested we get married because he's...
Because it's the political thing to do. What we want doesn't seem to concern him.
Okay, you're right. But do you realize what an incredible opportunity this is for me?
Is it? I called a friend of mine in Sacramento about your campaign manager. Granger was nearly indicted several years ago for using funny money to finance his candidates.
John explained that. He's got a lot of enemies. I worked with him on Congressman Bain's campaign. I believe him when he says he only backs honest candidates. You're blowing everything out of proportion.
Well, if I am, I'm sorry, but I care about you. I don't trust Granger.
And I'm not going to walk away from the chance of a lifetime because you don't like John.
I'm not asking you to walk away. I'm only asking you to be careful. And why are we arguing?
Because suddenly I feel I can't count on you anymore. Not 100%.
Is that really how you feel?
That's really how I feel.
I've got an early makeup call. I have to look beautiful for the camera, you know.
You're beautiful already. I love you.
Don't spoil things. You're bad.
You've been alone too long, Marion. I want to look after you.
I should have known from your script. You're such a romantic.
I have this apartment house in Connecticut. Come there with me after the operation.
It's enough just to be with you from time to time.
You will be, but every day.
You're impossible.
You mean you told the director who I was?
You know I was out of line, but he can help you get back into movies.
Well, who says I want to get back? Oh, I know you two young kids meant well, and I do thank you, but look at me. I haven't been in front of the camera in 30 years.
At least talk to the director. He's willing to let you read for the part.
Why didn't he ask me himself? He thinks I'm an old drunk, huh? Thank you two young darlings for a lovely breakfast. You know, that's the first breakfast I've eaten in many years.
You're not going to do it, are you?
I can't.
Director told me he grew up on your movies. We all did.
I can't beg.
What's wrong with my speech?
San Francisco Magazine's Woman of the Year talking about the social responsibility of big business.
It's an issue I care about.
Christine, this town's one of my best sources of campaign contributions.
You can't tell your local industries they should finance homes for the homeless on this scale.
Why? Voters have to know where I stand.
Voters are lazy and uninformed. And they have nothing to do with this. Now, you need to prove yourself to the party selection committee.
You're saying I can't deliver my own speech when I get my award tonight?
I'm saying this is politics. To play this game, you gotta play ball.
No, we don't have to sign anything till we get home. No! Oh, I missed you in L.A. Horribly. You were right. It's been too long since we've spent any time together. You been okay?
I've been spending a little time with Tom.
Our writer. You really like him? More than that?
He's in love with me. How do you feel about that?
Well, you scarcely know him. What else can I say?
There's everything you could say.
You know I love you.
I know you love your freedom. That's why I haven't even been able to tell you.
Tell me what? There is something wrong.
I'm going blind. My peripheral vision's already shot to pieces.
You're what?
I have to have an operation. It won't do much good, but it's...
Hailey? You didn't tell me?
No, Dad, I didn't tell you.
Nils, let me take a peek. Oh, no, put a 50 on that. Put a 50, take the apple box out and drop it down to number 2. Number 2, Nils. Yeah.
Hi, I hear you want me in your picture.
Mr. Sheridan, listen, my casting people are looking at a few people. I'm willing to let you read, but I can't promise you anything.
Of course, the dialogue will have to be changed.
Change the dialogue?
Yeah, to fit my personality. I mean, after all, people still recognize me.
Mr. Sheridan, why don't you come back and see me when you're sober, Kabish? Huh?
Sober? God, I haven't been sober for years. So you want me to read for you? Well, who the hell are you? I mean, you making a real movie here or a movie of the week? I mean, for your information, young fellow, man, I have starred in 50 movies. 50 big movies. I mean, but no! Look out!
Okay, let's get back to work, everybody.
I think I should.
You changed your speech. Why? I thought the original was good.
John invited some important people around for drinks before my awards dinner tonight. Why risk turning them off?
Wait a minute. First he wants to push us into marriage, and now he's changing your ideas? What's next?
You know damn well I'm not for sale.
I didn't say that. You could do a lot of good in Washington, but you have to let people know where you stand.
Sometimes one has to compromise.
Not like this. Christine, I know you too well. You're an idealist. You care about people. Look, you've always been willing to stand up and be counted. But if you're going to go into politics, run on your own terms, or your heart's going to be broken.
Well, I thought you'd be a little more supportive, Peter. You sound threatened by Christine's success.
I'm curious about something, Granger. A few years ago, people expected you to run for office yourself, but nobody ever took you on as a candidate.
Well, maybe I thought I was good, but other people didn't.
Maybe you had the wrong motives, all grab and power.
Peter, that's a lousy thing to say.
Then why is he trying to talk you out of saying what you believe?
I don't only want to reach people who agree with me. I want the others, too. That means making a few compromises. I'm still doing what I believe in.
Is this what you believe in?
What are you doing? What are you doing? Put me down. You're crazy. Is this all you ever think about? Look, last night was wonderful. But... Oh.
You said you broke off with Dan.
You're not thinking ahead, Tom.
You're going blind. I accept that. I want to take care of you.
I don't want to be taken care of. I won't be pitied.
I love you. I know you love me.
I know you've got the rest of your life ahead of you. In 10 years, you'll be one of the biggest names in Hollywood. I'll just be a forgotten actress. I mean, it will never work.
Don't tell me you want to be alone.
I'm terrified of being alone. But I've started making my own plans. I'll go to school for the blind. I'll learn to live life all over.
Would you take that damn halo off? I want to marry you.
Don't you know what marriage is? Kids, a home, a future.
Blind women can have all of that.
I won't ruin your life.
Come down, pick her up, then you gotta close up. Huh? Yeah, we'll move across. Yeah. You good? Hey, take care of this, will you, Nick?
Mr. Sheriff, why don't you just go home?
Well, I wanted to speak to the director. I wanted to apologize for my disgraceful performance this morning.
Yeah, he's pretty busy. Maybe later.
Just a minute.
How to break your neck.
Back off, Kingsford. You had your chance with Marion.
You have no right.
I've got every right to fall in love with her and take her away from you if I can.
I love her.
Your life's complete without Marion. She can't give you anything.
What are you talking about?
A woman has to believe she can give something to a man.
We would have gotten married someday.
Someday has a way of never rhyming. Now I'm gonna marry her, not you.
Christine, Peter, so good of you to drop by before your awards dinner.
Afraid we can only stay about an hour.
There's plenty of time to meet some people who can help you.
Tom?
Carter. Excuse me, Ed. Carter Hendricks, Christine Francis.
How do you do?
I've been hearing a lot about you, Miss Francis.
Hello, Christine. Roberta James, remember me?
Yes, of course. We met at the mayor's party last month. You're on the selection committee.
We are very interested in running you. A woman's place is in the House.
And in the Senate?
Roberta's an expert on voter analysis.
And the next election is going to depend on how well we can figure out what the ethnic blocs want to hear.
I thought you had to figure out what you believed in first, and then say that.
Roberta is merely generalizing.
Always generalize. Winners talk smart, losers talk detail.
Oh, by the way, everybody here knows Peter, don't they? Peter McDermott, Christine's fiancé.
Too many speeches. The guy who wrote this movie is really into language.
Movies don't have speeches, my boy. I used to do Shakespeare. Now, he wrote speeches. See if I can remember one now. Let me see. Hamlet. I have of late, wherefore I know not, lost all my mirth. And it goes so heavily with my disposition that this goodly frame, the earth, seems to me a sterile promontory. This most excellent canopy, the air, look you, this brave o'erhanging firmament, this majestical roof, fretted with golden fire, seems nothing to me but a foul and pestilent congregation of vapors. What a piece of work is man. How noble in reason, in action, how like an angel, in apprehension, how like a god. The beauty of the world, the paragon of animals. And yet to me, what is this quintessence of dust?
when we hit the road.
Woman of the Year. Mustn't be late for her award.
We're going to get along splendidly, Christine. In your speech tonight, you can make a statement about business and social change without really committing yourself to anything.
Might even win us a few new backers.
What comes first, the statement or the backers?
Shouldn't we be a little less condescending to the voters? Nobody elected anybody in this room.
Shouldn't you have a little more faith in Christine?
I have a lot of faith in Christine. You're the ones who are afraid to let her say what she thinks.
I'll say what I think.
Unwise to take unnecessary risks, no matter what your fiancé believes.
Peter is not my fiancé.
Well, maybe I was a bit premature mentioning it, but we all know.
Here's what you should know. I promised myself when I went into this that I'd reach out to the best in people. All I've heard tonight is how to reach out to the worst.
Easy, Christine.
So now you're the only good woman in politics?
There are a lot of good women and men in politics. There are also poor ones who think they can buy votes with phony speeches and prepackaged opinions.
Christine, better think about what you're saying. We can package you all the way to Washington.
Maybe I don't need to go to Washington. Not like this. If I ever do run for office, it'll be with people who speak up honestly. Voters aren't the ignorant, prejudiced fools you believe they are. I'm sorry. I don't think I can help you after all.
Well, perhaps we should talk about that young woman lawyer who was quoted in Newsweek last month.
You and your damn pride. You don't have to go through this all alone.
I wish I could believe you. I see the darkness coming closer every night.
When it comes, I'll be there with you. What's funny?
The way you two looked at each other. Seems I'm up for auction. What am I bid for one fading movie star?
I don't have anything left to bid. I've been too dumb. Crammed my life with work. Waste. But if I love making movies, it's because I've been making them with you. We have been friends. As well as lovers.
You never told me this before.
You're the only thing that makes my world go around, kid.
Am I the only thing that makes your world go around, Tom?
I love you, Marion.
Good romantic bid. Now I know how to make my choice. The man who needs me more.
He doesn't need you at all.
I couldn't have told you until a moment ago. Suddenly I know Dan needs me as much as I need him. I'm sorry, Tom.
I never gave you that dance.
Excuse us?
Tell the studio Sheridan's in great shape. I've already got him in wardrobe. They'll love him. Trust me. I wouldn't have believed it. I mean, where did this old guy get such strength and dignity?
I knew he had it in him.
He's gonna give me one hell of a performance.
Did you hear that, Mr. Sheridan? Isn't it wonderful?
What's he asleep?
Mr. Sheridan.
Harry, get Dr. Kellen down here right away.
Dave, I think it's too late.
I was just talking to him a few minutes ago. He was on top of the world.
Must have had a heart attack.
I'm sorry, Dave. You try to help him.
Not acting again might have made up for the last 30 years. What a shame. He could have been happy again.
He was happy. He died after hearing an audience applaud.
No, I'll never know. Whether you would have quit the St. Gregory and moved to Washington.
Your cue in about 30 seconds.
Guess I discovered I'm a hotel manager, not a politician.
You said it yourself. You still need more than a hotel to run.
This doesn't mean I'm giving up my community work. I'll be in there pitching louder than ever. We'll work it out, Peter.
Maybe.
Just maybe.
Miss Francis, ready?
Hey, there's only one thing I'm sure of. You're gonna make one hell of a speech. I'm very proud of you.
Five-star hotel, but who is regarded in this city as a friend of both business and labor, and as a tireless worker for the community. May I present to you at this time San Francisco Magazine's Woman of the Year, Christine Francis.
Dr. Holt.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. I've arranged for a conference room for you. You'll have complete anonymity when you start tomorrow.
Well, I hope we can do our job as efficiently as you've done yours, Miss Gillette.
If there's anything else you need, just let me know.
Thank you.
Sure.
Isn't that Dr. Holt, the sex expert?
He's here doing interviews for his latest study, women's sexual fantasies. Already hit 12 cities.
I always wondered how people could talk so openly about their private lives.
Yeah, or how a guy could listen to those intimate details.
That's not fair. I've heard a lot about Dr. Holt. He's devoted his life to his work, and he's helped a lot of people.
Think he needs an assistant?
Jody. Come here. Close to me.
It won't take much to raise it, Pa. It'll soon get to where it can make out on leaves and acorns.
Talk if you don't figure the farthest of any young one I ever known.
Gregory Peck's so wonderful. A perfect father.
Wait till he tells the kid he's got to shoot his farm.
Did you just tell me the ending?
Well, it's pretty obvious what's going to happen. It's all too sentimental.
Movies are supposed to be sentimental. I love a good cry. You just don't like kids.
What are you talking about? I went to Kramer versus Kramer with you, didn't I?
Yeah, the protest. Notice you didn't come with me to see Marcy Connor's new baby today.
I was busy. I'll drop by tomorrow.
You know,
I got one thing to say.
this is Marcy's third baby. She and I are the same age.
Next time, let's rent 12 O'Clock High. That's a terrific Gregory Peck movie.
Now, why is it that every time we start talking about children, you change the subject?
Who, me? I like kids a lot.
Then shut up and watch the movie.
He won't be a mite of trouble to you.
Well, it sounds as if being pursued is a common theme running through all your fantasies.
But not brute force. Strength. Confidence. A man who knows what he's after.
Well, I think that's enough for a preliminary session. We'll get more specific when you come back tomorrow.
It's a bit strange, all of this.
Now, you're not uncomfortable, are you?
No. I mean, it's good for me to talk about my fantasies. I just haven't ever done it before.
Mm-hmm. Well, I appreciate your honesty. I'll see you tomorrow.
I'll be here.
I'll show you. You're all set up for 4 o'clock tomorrow. Will that be all right?
Fine.
I still can't believe how candid these women are.
Well, you're new to the Institute. You'll find people participate for lots of reasons. Curiosity, therapy, even pleasure.
I'm starting to think that every woman I meet's going to lead me into some incredible fantasy.
Well, as long as you don't confuse fantasy with reality.
Oh, this is perfect. Now, what about the bed? Mr. Kubik's almost 7 feet tall.
Yeah, well, I called the carpenter shop, and they still have the bed we used for Kareem.
Oh, great. I better notify housekeeping. They'll need special sheets and blankets. And...
Right.
Okay. Thank you, Megan.
Sure.
Hi.
Hello.
I dropped in on Marcy after breakfast. What a great-looking baby.
Oh, isn't he? Did you get to hold him?
We started getting the hiccups, so I put him over my shoulder. Worked like a charm.
See, you're a natural. You'd make a wonderful father.
Well, I don't know about that. My own father wasn't exactly a success as a family man.
You can't think like that. You're totally different. Don't you want to have children?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, sure.
I'm surprised. You don't sound very enthusiastic.
Well, there's nothing surprising about both not wanting to have a baby or wanting to. It's a lot of responsibility.
Yes, of course it is. But I always thought that...
Maybe. Someday.
Now, during the last time you made love, did you evoke a particular fantasy?
Tarzan.
I'm sorry.
A few months ago, I practiced the law of the jungle with a guy. Too bad. Me, Tarzan, you, Jane, is not my preferred fantasy.
What is?
I'm tired of guys who are control freaks. My ex-husband was like that. I want a man who's strong and capable, but also sensitive. A gentle touch. Not afraid of simple things.
What kind of simple things?
You know, picnics, going on walks together, the ordinary things that men and women do together that mean so much. He'd care enough about making love that he wouldn't rush into it. I don't know, every time I think I've found this guy, something goes wrong. Maybe I expect too much.
Well, that's often the difference between fantasy and reality. I'd like to explore some more of this tomorrow.
Why not? If it'll help other women.
Well, men too. We're trying to help men and women understand each other's sexuality better.
By the time that happens, we may all be too old to care. Thank you.
Lots of vulnerability there, beneath the self-confidence.
You still think you can reduce the emotions of a woman like that to statistics?
Well, how else am I going to get tenure?
All the statistics in the world won't help if you don't bring some understanding of human feelings into the study.
Sorry. I didn't mean to be frivolous.
You know, it's time for you to settle down with a good woman instead of playing the field. It might teach you that women are individuals, not computer-generated data for one of your brilliant papers.
I get the feeling I've just been rapped on the knuckles by my mentor.
By your friend. Okay?
Excuse me, sir. What stop is the St. Gregory Hotel?
Top of the hill, miss. Can't miss it.
Great. Thought I was lost. My uncle lives there.
Lives there. It's impressive.
He's invited me to stay with him.
You're a very lucky young lady.
I just lead a charmed life.
Oh, there's nothing worse than an untied shoelace. I'm just in from Massachusetts. Anything interesting going on in town?
Lots. All in the tour guides.
Well, a guided tour would be more fun. The name's Jeff Finch. He's a lonely tourist.
Are all New Englanders this pushy?
Oh, it's our Yankee heritage. You know, down to the sea in ships and all that. California women hold no terrors for a guy raised on Moby Dick.
That's the first time I've ever been compared to a white whale. Considering the source, I will accept it as a compliment.
Well, how about accepting an invitation to dinner?
I don't think so. Excuse me, I have to get back to work.
Have we met before?
I doubt it. The whaling fleet doesn't drop anchor here too often.
All right, let me guess. Beautiful, cool, elegant, professional. A lawyer?
You obviously have a very highly developed instinct for lucky guesses, as well as persistence.
You sure you were never in Boston? I can't help feeling...
I can't help feeling I have a problem on my hands.
Well, you don't. I promise. I'm sorry if I intruded on your privacy. I just saw you sitting there, and what can I say? I couldn't help myself.
If, I say, if I were in the mood for dinner tonight with a lonely tourist.
I'm staying at the St. Gregory.
Know it well. Only a harpoon's throw away.
May I help you?
Quite an establishment. Crossroads of the world, right?
Kings and queens, presidents and prime ministers, movie stars and plain folk. Everyone comes here.
Add me to the list. Joe Payne. Maybe you could help me find my uncle.
My pleasure, Miss Payne. If you'll follow me to reservations, we'll see if we can track him down.
Hello?
Is this Massachusetts' loneliest tourist?
What?
It's Melinda Jenkins from the park. I've decided I'm in the mood for dinner after all.
Can you hold on? There's someone at the door.
Got a moment? I want to go over these regional differences.
Be right there. I'm on the phone.
Oh.
Tonight might be tough.
Oh. Well, I guess we got our signals crossed. If you've changed your mind...
No, wait. I would like to see you. Shall I pick you up?
I'll meet you in the lobby. How's 7?
7's good.
See you then.
Maybe I should stay in. Get these responses programmed.
Oh, enjoy yourself. I wouldn't want you to think that the only women in San Francisco are the ones that we interview.
I don't suppose you ever met any of your subjects outside the interview process?
One woman did ask me out once. She said that she couldn't resist the academic types.
Well, what happened?
Well, I turned it down, of course. A date would have been unethical. This kind of research has a lot of enemies, and our personal conduct has to be above reproach. Now, let's see if we can make sense out of the Texas and Louisiana data.
We received a letter from that gentleman from Burlingame, the one whose wife attended a wedding reception here.
Oh, and got a cigarette burn on her fur coat.
Yeah, she put it down by the piano, and one of the guests must have dropped a cigarette on it. Anyway, he wants us to replace the coat. He's threatening to sue.
Well, send back a polite but firm letter. We're not responsible. The hotel has checking facilities, and his wife chose not to use them.
Will that hold up in court?
Always has. The courts usually dismiss nuisance claims.
Uncle Peter.
Joe?
It's me, all right. Isn't this the wildest surprise?
My God, what are you doing here?
What do you think? Came to live with you.
I tried calling your mom, but no one answered.
You mean she didn't call you?
Mm-mm.
Guess she got caught up in her wedding plans. You know she's getting married again.
A terrific guy, I heard. Well, you still haven't told me what's going on.
Kansas just isn't the place for me anymore. Too much ennui. Isn't that a great word? Working on my vocabulary. 5 new words a day.
Your mom doesn't know you're here, does she?
Boy, am I tired. If you don't mind, I need to hit the sack.
We ought to talk.
Can't believe I've got my own room here. Night, Uncle Peter.
Night.
Christine.
I never knew you were an uncle.
Joe's mom was my first cousin. Barbara and I were pretty close.
You wouldn't think she'd forget to call you.
She wouldn't. Well, something's obviously wrong. I'll call again.
Both my parents are attorneys. I'm following family tradition. What's wrong?
Nothing. I was just enjoying looking at you.
Now you're really making me nervous.
Oh, I'm sorry. The fact is, I'm a little nervous myself.
It doesn't get any easier, does it? Meeting people and dating.
Give me time, I get more interesting.
You're not exactly dull now. What kind of computer work do you do?
Statistics. Well, I guess it sounds a little dull, but I love it. There's nothing in the world like working with numbers. Clean, pure, unemotional.
Well, here's one statistic that isn't dull. This is the first time I've felt really relaxed with a man since my divorce.
I'm glad. I'd hate to think of you as being a recluse, especially tonight.
Barbara was beside herself. She'd already called the police. They had no idea where Joe had gone.
Why did she run away?
She can't stand the idea of a stepfather replacing her dad.
When did her father die?
Last year. Hell of a guy. Old fishing buddy of mine.
So she runs away to the only other man she trusts. What are you gonna do?
The only thing I can do. Explain how upset her mother is and then tell her she has to go back home.
I had a wonderful time tonight.
We didn't do too badly for strangers, did we? Oh, how beautiful. Jeff, thank you.
The perfect end to one of the most romantic evenings of my life.
Well, it's not quite the end.
Afraid you'll turn into a pumpkin?
I'm afraid I won't know when to stop. What happened just now? There was chemistry involved.
Chemically, I thought we were doing fine.
It's not a one-night stand. We need to get to know each other, so let's not rush.
Do you know how happy that makes me?
I'll call you in the morning.
You settling in all right?
Already feels like home. Better than home. See? I kept all the postcards you sent me.
Owl Lake. Your dad caught a bass as big as, I got a photo just like this one in my room, too.
You know, when I was real little,
Mm-hmm.
I thought the St. Gregory was a castle filled with princes and princesses. But it's not. It's real. I'm a part of it now.
You'll always be a part of my life, Joe.
I miss Dad so much.
Yes. It's so hard when you lose someone you love, huh? Give it some time, Joe.
He never let me down.
Mm-hmm.
I knew you wouldn't either.
Better get some rest. We'll talk in the morning.
Good night.
Good night.
I won't be any trouble. Promise. I'm gonna fit right in.
Just have a seat.
Good morning.
Good morning. I'd like to take up something you mentioned yesterday. In one of your fantasies, you identified with Lady Chatterley.
It's not a one-night stand.
Do you know how happy that makes me?
Woman on a great estate, all alone in the house until he arrives.
He?
One day, the air in the house is so thick and moist that I can't bear to be restricted by clothes. I wander through the halls until I come to a room with a log fire. And suddenly I realize that someone else is there, a man, his skin glistening in the light from the flames. I feel trapped, yet I want to yield. He caresses my face, my shoulders, my arms.
His hands are strong. He knows how much I want him. It's all so sensual and unexpected. And then I close my eyes and I lose myself in his arms.
Hi.
Hi.
Joe Payne, Miss McDermott's niece.
Dave Kendall at your service, though it seems you're more at mine.
Well, I've decided to learn the hotel business. Figured this is a good place to start. My dad used to say, what you lack in muscle, you can make up for in determination. How am I doing?
Well, toss a very determined bag, Joe Payne. To the elevators.
Everyone in Kansas is so provincial. You've read Main Street, haven't you? Sinclair Lewis knew what he was talking about. I mean, nothing exciting ever happens. Not like the St. Gregory.
I talked with your mom last night. She's terribly worried.
It's my fault. I should have called to let her know I need her here.
She said you ran away.
I'm not going back.
It's your home, Joe. You belong with your school, your family, and your friends.
I don't belong there. I don't fit in. Don't you understand? Mom's getting married again. He doesn't want me around.
That's not true. Having a new family is scary. But shouldn't you give your stepfather a chance?
I did already, hundreds of times. He hates me.
Your mom says he's tried hard to make friends with you.
She's terrified of him. I am too.
Terrified? What are you talking about?
He hits me.
You mean he beats you?
He hits Mom too. I'm never going back. If you won't let me stay, I'll just keep running.
I thought we'd go somewhere special tonight. I found just the place. Somewhere unexpected.
I love the unexpected. You know me so well, Jeff.
Oh, I'm starting to. I'll see you tonight.
I'm going to ask you something. I want you to tell me the truth. Okay?
Okay.
Did your stepfather really hit you?
He's not my stepfather yet. He thinks he can replace my dad. He can't. Not ever.
You still haven't answered my question. Did he hit you?
No. But I don't like him and he doesn't like me. So what's the difference?
The difference between telling the truth and making something up?
I'm sorry. I won't lie to you again.
I lost my father when I was your age. I know you're hurting, but you got the rest of your life ahead of you. Give the man a chance.
Dad and I used to talk all the time. About dreams. Where I'd be when I grew up. One day I came home from school and it was over. I didn't even want to go to the funeral. I wanted to pretend it never happened. That he'd still be there when I needed him.
You have your mom. She needs you as much as you needed your dad.
Not anymore. She's got him now. We're not the same family.
New families take work and patience. You have to open yourself to change. That's what growing up is all about.
Well, I told you it was different.
It's wonderful.
Really?
It's like a dream.
Well, then we're both dreaming.
I put up so many walls after my divorce. I was beginning to think that I would never be able to tear them down.
Melinda, there's something I have to tell you. I know things about you.
Well, that's what's so incredible. You're so sensitive to me.
It's more than sensitivity. You don't know.
I don't know what.
That you were the most wonderful woman I've ever met.
I'm small, inconspicuous. Who'd ever suspect me of being security?
I'm afraid you're a little too inexperienced to be my assistant.
So I lack experience. Make up for it, enthusiasm.
Let me think on it, okay?
Don't take too long. I've got feelers out everywhere in town. Next thing you know, the Pinkertons are gonna snap me up.
How's Jo doing?
She's still trying to hustle a job somewhere in the hotel.
All she wants is to fit in somewhere. I better go talk to her.
Oh, Jeff, I wanted to see you. You know, I'm very impressed with your data analysis. The notes on domination fantasies are first rate. You'll be able to write your own book about this.
Dr. Holt, there's something I need to talk to you about.
Well, what's on your mind?
Maybe more than I can handle.
The interviews? They can be pretty draining.
That's not exactly it.
Jeff, you're the best assistant I have. I think you'll like this work.
I do, very much.
Well, it's no secret that I'm going to retire in a few years. And by then, I'm hoping you'll have all the qualifications to replace me.
Replace you? I never expected that. I don't know what to say.
Well, you still got a few things to learn. But you've never disappointed me. And I know you won't.
I'm sorry, Marcel. You're not the only one she's been bugging. This is the 4th call I've had today.
So by the time I got to high school, I had all the cheerleading routines down pat.
What's this all about? You've been going around the hotel asking everyone for a job?
I want to stay here with you.
Joe, you know that's impossible.
If you didn't want me around, why'd you send all those postcards?
Because I care about you. I want to keep in contact. You're welcome to stay here any time, for as long as you like, provided your mom agrees.
You want to get rid of me, just like everyone else.
That's not true.
I was only trying to be helpful. I wasn't hurting anyone.
Except your mom. She's been badly hurt by your running away. I couldn't keep you here even if I thought it was the best place in the world for you. I booked you on a flight home on Monday.
Why bother? I'll take the bus.
Well, don't you think you should go after her?
She's got to get over this. Start facing up to reality.
She's 13. Reality's pretty scary.
Well, so's life as a runaway. You know she has to go home.
I know she came to you for understanding. She's terrified. Help her through this thing.
What do you want me to do? Fly back to Kansas with her?
Maybe you'd learn a little understanding along the way.
Christine, I'm trying to help her.
How? By ignoring her feelings? You said it yourself. You're not the father type.
Since when did you become an expert on kids? You want to get sentimental about all of this? Fine. Just don't assume it does any of us a damn bit of good.
Next one's all yours.
What? I can't.
I told you. It's time for you to start taking over some interviews. Now relax. You're just a scientist collecting data. Remember.
Hello again.
Hello.
I'm sorry, there's been a bit of a problem. If you'll follow me, we can reschedule.
Oh, excuse me. Jeff, what are you doing here?
Melinda, would you excuse us?
What the hell's going on?
I wanted to tell you. I wanted to tell you last night.
Oh, my God.
Look, I didn't mean for it to happen. I'm sorry.
Sorry. You're disgusting. You're worse than a peeping Tom.
You gotta listen to me.
After all you've heard, using my secrets and my fantasies.
Melinda! Melinda! Listen to me. I know what I did was wrong. I don't expect you to forgive me.
Get away from me. Don't touch me.
By the time I realized what was going on, it was too late. I was falling in love with you.
Damn you!
I was so angry with Joe that I dumped everything on you.
And I dumped it right back. I had no right to go at you like that.
What hurts me the most is I acted just like my father. Anything he couldn't handle, he'd just turn on us and start shouting.
You're not like him. You don't turn your back when someone needs you.
I keep trying to push the old man out of my mind. I can't do it. I tried.
I know.
I don't want to be like this. Afraid of having children.
It's all right. Whatever you're feeling, I understand, and it's all right.
How can I be a father with these kinds of feelings? God, this is so painful for me to talk about.
Who is it?
It's me, Jeff.
Come to see your subject in her natural habitat?
There is no excuse for what I did. I was a fool.
You're not the only one.
Don't say that. I'd give anything not to have hurt you.
I should be grateful. I've spent my whole life acting like a little girl, all those fantasies about the perfect man. And then when I think I've found him... Thank you. Thank you for showing me the difference between fantasy and reality. And now, Doctor, if you don't mind, this interview is finally over.
Joe? Joe, I have to talk to you.
have broken every rule of scientific research and threatened the credibility of this entire project.
I know. I've acted unethically. I put you in a terrible spot.
For God's sake, Jeff, you've jeopardized everything I've spent decades working to build.
I'm sorry.
And for what? A pickup.
She was more than that. Maybe in the beginning I didn't realize the consequences of what I was doing, but...
Damn right you didn't. That's always been your weakness. You were playing with the feelings of another human being.
I fell in love with her.
I'm sure that will carry a lot of weight with the dean. I have to inform the university. My first priority now is to protect the Institute.
Dr. Holt, I never meant to betray your trust.
You betrayed Melinda's trust. And worst of all, you betrayed yourself.
Mr. McDermott just called. He said Joe could be anywhere.
We don't have to look any further, Billy.
Hold it right there, young lady. You are in big trouble.
What did I do now?
Capital offense. Leaving without saying goodbye.
Sorry, guys. It was all kind of sudden. I have a bus to catch.
Where to?
I don't know. Away from here.
Well, I don't know what you expect to find out there on a bus going nowhere, except a whole lot more pain and anger. What do you say we call a truce and figure out where to go next?
I felt it was an obligation on my part to apologize personally. In all my years of research, this is the first time that a situation like this has occurred.
What's going to happen to Jeff now?
Well, he'll face a disciplinary committee. I don't see how we can continue at the Institute.
I suppose you had no choice but to fire him.
No, he resigned. He understood the need to protect the Institute.
I really thought I had found such a wonderful man.
I'll try to help him as best as I can. I can't defend Jeff, but I still believe he's a decent young man. And for what it's worth, he really cares about you. Very deeply.
I can't promise everything's going to be wonderful if you go back home. But we know that's where you belong.
Suppose I never do get along with my stepfather.
Oh, you will. Take the chance.
I'm afraid.
We're all afraid of something, Joe.
Except you. You don't seem afraid of anything.
You're wrong. When my father died, my brother ran away. I promised myself I'd never let anything hurt me again. And then when my marriage failed, well, I got really scared. I didn't know what would happen if I ever opened myself up to someone I loved. Christine hadn't helped me. I'd be a very lonely man.
Christine loves you. You going to marry her?
Oh, so I don't know. You know, we're very different people. Sometimes even people who love each other decide not to get married.
Then why does my mom have to get married again?
Because she and your stepfather know it's the right thing to do.
More like my dad than I realized. He used to talk to me like this. Like I wasn't a kid, but a person.
You're a very special person, Joe. Don't ever forget that.
You're a very special person.
Why the hell couldn't you have told me the truth?
Because I was afraid I'd lose you. And in the end, I did.
What are you going to do now?
Go back to Boston. Find a job in a small college somewhere. Try and salvage something from my life.
Let me know what happens.
Do you want me to?
What I want is to have you put your arms around me and tell me, okay, the bad part's over. But I just can't forget what you did.
Linda, I swear to God I didn't mean to hurt you. I love you. I only used your fantasies to make you love me.
It worked, too. Maybe that was the best fantasy of all. The one that came true. Jeff, I've been sitting here thinking, what is it I'm most afraid could happen if I were to see you again?
Did you come up with an answer?
Not yet. Maybe later.
After we've both gotten ourselves unstuck.
I was very happy with you. Call me soon.
Pretty spiffy, huh? Christine bought it for me as a going-away present.
For a knockout, kiddo.
Thanks. You're really super.
Write me. Promise?
Promise.
I've got something for you, too.
Now we're both looking over your shoulder.
Thanks. For me, a limousine?
Uh-huh.
All our VIPs get limousines.
You're coming to the airport with me, aren't you, Uncle Peter?
Actually, I thought I might go a little further. How would you like a traveling companion, Joe?
Traveling companion?
Be good to see the old homestead again.
You mean you're flying back with me?
To Kansas?
All the way home?
All the way home.